Alrighty guys, we're back for some Reconstruction Aggro, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do get that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? This one's based around Kayla's Reconstruction. This is an X and triple white sorcery spell. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to X artifact and or creature cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So for X's 2, you look at the top 7 cards and just grab 2 of them and slam it onto the board. Well, grab 2, of course, it has to have mana value 3 or less. It has to be an artifact or a creature. It's too bad that doesn't say enchantment as well, because there would have been insane cards to add to this build if it said enchantment too. But other than that, it's pretty cool. I like it. I hope we get to see some cool things with it today. So what else do we got in here? Well, we got 3 laydown arms. We've really seen this do a thing quite a few times. A lot of people are playing it. A lot of people rock it in their soldier builds as well. That's another thing, guys. This is like another deck that I'm trying out where we're probably going to get to the end of this video and talk about, should we just play soldiers instead? I bet the answer is yes, but you know, that takes away part of the spirit of the deck here. So anyways, we have 3 Lunarch Veterans. There's going to be a lot of creatures entering the battlefield here. So Lunarch Veteran helping us gain some life. It's probably going to come in handy, especially against a lot of the aggro builds that we're seeing. We have 4 Recruitment Officer, just a terrific 1-drop, huh? We have 4 Ambitious Farmhands, and we see this every now and then, usually in mid-range style builds, but because it has that ETB, helps us find a plains. I think just keeping up and keeping mana in our hand and dropping it every single turn is going to be very important, since our main card can get very expensive. You know, dropping a Reconstruction on turn 6 for X's 3 might just close out a game, honestly. Now, sometimes you'll do X is 1 and then search for your Intrepid Adversary, right? And then use that adversary ability to buff a nice wide board state. And Adversary's the only way in this particular build to buff a wide board state, so it's going to be a very important card. And then, of course, the lifelink really comes in handy too. We have 4 Resolute Reinforcements, mainly for the ETB, but going wide is also an important feature, huh? We have a single Soul Partition as more removal, and then also just hitting a non-land permanent, like being able to take a just anything, right? I'm trying to think of like an example here, like a wedding festivity, right? After the opponent's blocked and they think their cards are safe, and you can just hit that wedding announcement or wedding festivity, and then nice, it's a little combat trick tacked onto this too. I'm a little surprised. We're seeing this a lot more than Fateful Absence, and I do wonder which one's actually better, but we're trying this one here since it's new. We have 4 Brutal Cathars, our main removal, of course, and just amazing to hit off of the Reconstruction. You'll find that Brutal Cathar is just one of those cards, and it's a soldier too, so it's like, why not just play soldiers? But you know, like I said, spirit of the deck and all. We have 2 Extraction Specialists, a 3-mana 3/2. We don't get to see this one often. It has a lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control Extraction Specialist. So this works really well with the Adversary, where all you need is 5 mana, drop the Specialist, bring the Adversary that your opponent killed back from the grave, hit it onto the board, pay that 2 mana, buff that wide board state, and all of a sudden Extraction Specialist became an extra Intrepid Adversary, which is pretty cool. We have 2 Loran of the Third Paths. Now this is a 3-mana 2/1 with Vigilance, and I mentioned this a few times in a few different videos to keep your eye out for this card. So when Loran of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment We're seeing a lot of artifacts. We're still seeing a lot of enchantments. This is probably always going to have a target. I got to be real with you guys. It's hard to imagine not having a target for this card once it hits. The Vigilance is important because we're still seeing a lot of Wandering Emperors. Then it has a bottom ability here too, where you can tap it. You and target opponent each draw a card. There's going to be moments where you drawing a card is just more important than your opponent drawing a card. So not bad. And now that being said, I don't know how often we actually use that bottom ability, but again, this is in here because of the ETB. We have a couple Adelines, a terrific 3-drop that's not a soldier, so definitely worth having in here, huh? Since it's not a soldier build. So power equal to the number of creatures we control. Of course, we know how powerful this can actually get when we're going wide with cards like Reinforcements and such. Just another incredible 3-drop to hit off of Reconstruction, as we're making humans every time we swing as well. Couple Foundries in the mana base, as well as a Seat of the Empire for 23 total mana, but that's fine because Farmhand is grabbing planes out of the deck as well. Something I forgot to note on Farmhand is the Coven ability should be pretty easy to activate in this particular build. And so when this does come out as the Seasoned Cathar, that also has lifelink, and that could also be very powerful. And we do have some honorable mentions here as well. Thalia is pretty important right now because there's so much removal everywhere, and slowing down that removal, yeah, Thalia is definitely something to consider. Anointed Peacekeeper happens to be a 3-drop, and we already have so many other great 3-drops in here, but Peacekeeper is a sweet one, and the only reason it's probably not seeing play right now is because, yeah, Soldiers just seems better, and Peacekeeper's not a soldier, and so, yeah. In the Trenches is unfortunately an enchantment. Now the deck knows how to go wide so well that it might still be worth like a 1-of in here, especially since you can eventually use it as removal and it's not going to be too bad to hit 6 mana in this build. Just not being able to hit it with Reconstruction, I don't know. It's in the honorable mention, so that hopefully that's good enough, right? Elspeth Resplendent is one where if we don't see the Kayla's Reconstruction, then seeing Elspeth might be equally as good because of that -3 ability, which kind of does a similar thing, I guess. And it has that shield counter too, and Elspeth is just an awesome planeswalker, but having it in here takes up a slot for whenever you're seeing the top 7 cards. That Elspeth might be in the top 7 with 6 other planes, and now you don't hit anything, so yeah. That's the deck, guys. It's a super easy one, and I'm sorry to bring up soldiers so many times, but it's kind of like the elephant in the room, right? Why not just make this mono white soldiers? I honestly, I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a lot of power in this deck, actually. I think it's going to be able to do a lot, so let's find out. Let's go ahead, hop into some ranked. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first match here. Heck yeah, we do. That's good news. I just got done recording yesterday's video, which is weird to say it like that, but I was struggling to find some of those middle games, and so I'm gonna have to edit that video because it took forever. So we'll see if we'll have to do that again with this video as well. It's a good hand. We get to thin out the deck with Farmhand and having Brutal Cathar. Like we have the old 1-2-3 punch here, which is awesome. It's always good to see. Honestly, second Brutal Cathar is probably just as important as that first one. Okay, we can't swing with Veteran, but that's okay. Let's grab that Plains. Adeline's a terrific draw, huh? So we don't get to see the Phyrexian Missionary too often. Yep, we're going to take the 2. They're up to 22. Keep 2 open for removal, probably. Nope, second Missionary comes down. Lay down arms, huh? It might be worth hitting one of those. I think I'd rather just drop a Brutal Cathar this turn, though. Because we have the second one, we get to take that 2 off, and then they get another swing and gain another 2, but like... Oh, it's a Rafine build, okay. Wow. Well... I suppose... First of all, we'll take the 3, they're going back up to 23. I don't think the Cathar wants to hit the Rafine. I think we'd rather lay down arms. Nice, we get to keep the Suit of the Empire open here too, as we keep drawing planes. Farmhand could also hit, but it's probably going to be Adeline. No, we have to pay an extra if we want to kill the Rafine. Because it has Ward 1, so it's going to be Farmhand. Get a clean swing. I'd say it's worth hitting. It's too bad they've gained a lot of life this game, huh? Like, a lot of life. Back down to 22. Let's get that second Farmhand on the board. The problem with Farmhand, one, it's great to thin out the deck, make sure we have a lot of mana for the Reconstruction, but it's only a 1/1 until you actually use the Coven ability. And so it does, like, it gets blocked by everything. Okay, they have their own Adeline here. Wow. Okay, cool. We're just gonna take it. Down to 14, they're up to 25. Keeping Seat of the Empire open for 2 because Adeline is a legendary. So we'll get a full swing, and then wherever they block, we'll drop the Seat of the Empire. They block Brutal Cathar. Actually, we might have wanted to hold Brutal Cathar back in case there's some kind of trick here in their hand. Okay, good. Whew. I don't know what kind of fancy thing they could have actually pulled off, but they did have a Rafine's Tower open, so... Okay, they drop Rafine number 2. We're kind of in danger, but we have the Brutal Cathar. They're just gaining so much life here. We're gonna block. Especially since we have the second Adeline. Nice. Nothing fancy. I'll take that trade. That's a great trade for us. Soul Partition. The first strike on this is pretty bad. We don't have the Coven on the Farmhands anymore because the Adeline's gone. Adeline number 2. The Thalia holds back the partition pretty well here since we don't have 6 mana. This is tough. Tough decision. Because if we take the Rafine now, just hopefully there's not removal. Hopefully the last card in their hand isn't removal. But we don't want them to start getting counters onto things here. But then the Soul Partition does protect us a little bit from that. The Thalia's first strike is a no-go. We hold everything back because we do have Intrepid Adversary in this build, so lots of stuff we can draw into. We haven't seen this deck in quite some time, and it is terrifying. We're just going to take this too. Actually, we could just double block. That's probably worth it. Probably worth it. Depends on what's left in their hand, but if they use removal on one of these, then... Oh no, we have to triple block. My bad. Oh, that's not worth it then. Yeah, we'll take the 2. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Thalia was a 1/1. That is not the case at all. Okay. 6th mana found. Adeline can come down. Soul Partition on Conductor. The full swing. Probably not. Let's get the Adeline down. Let's save the Soul Partition for now. We can activate that at instant speed, huh? See what they end up doing here. Let's see what they end up doing. There's actually, sorry guys, yeah, there's a lot going on this board. I guess they want Thalia number 2. They're gonna trade with the other one. We're back up to 20. Thalia number 2 goes into their hand. Nice. That's a great trade for Farmhand, guys. And extra mana too. Oh! They dropped the concede. I wonder what was left in their hand then. I wonder if they didn't know that was gonna trade. And they didn't want that to happen, maybe. Huh. Well, we played it safe and it ended up working out. Like, this board state really looks like it wants to get wiped by the opponent's deck, but doesn't look like they have anything fancy like that. Yeah, just some legendary Esper, right? Esper legendaries. Cool. That was cool. I would have loved to see an Intrepid Adversary off the top to buff that board state, too. That would have been pretty epic. Our Adeline was probably going to be pretty scary as well, but that really looks like the kind of deck that runs a ton of removal, but didn't look like they had it there. In other words, we would have lost our Brutal Cathars pretty early on. Excuse me, guys. Hey, there's the next opponent. Okay, now we're rolling. For some reason, yeah, whenever I was recording the last video, especially the second match, it took a long while to find. Okay, decent hand. We actually have Reconstruction this time too. Maybe that can do a thing. Evolved Sleeper. Reconstruction number 2. Uh-oh. We'll start with Veteran. This is the kind of deck that can really drain us, I'm assuming. Probably just rocking the 4 Invoke Despairs on the top end. You know, that whole thing. We'll see if they buff the Sleeper here. Okay, so no Tenacious Underdog this turn. Sleeper number 2. Okay, another Plains. Do I plan on blocking with Veteran? I do not plan on blocking with Veteran. Let's see if they accept this trade. Because we might just cast that back from the grave instead of the Officer. Oh, okay. Not bad, honestly. Yeah, we'll just play the Veteran. Excuse me. It comes back as the Luminous Phantom. We have the Cathar ready for next turn, which doesn't hit some of the 3-drops as much as I would like, so hopefully they don't just go right into the Trespasser. Ah, geez, the Trespasser. Well, the good news is we brought Phantom back before they could gobble it up. Oh no, guys. Reconstruction number 3. I hope it's going to be a great card. We could also ditch a Reconstruction to make sure Cathar hits the Trespasser. It's not like the greatest removal, though. The Seat of the Empire would probably be much better to just keep open. Oh, man. I'm gonna swing. I still don't plan on blocking that Sleeper. I like having Phantom on the board. And yeah, we'll see if this Seat of the Empire can do a thing, huh? Oh yeah, okay, good thing Glutton's still a 4/4. Oh my goodness, that could have been bad. Yeah, at least it's still a 4/4. Alright, let's get rid of this. Get it out of here. 4 damage, and we'll ditch one of the Reconstructions, and hopefully that's fine. At this point, now we want to see more land. I still think that's better removal than Cathar, because, like, discarding a card and then having them instantly remove Cathar. Okay, nice. I'm going to save the Reconstructions back. Grabbing the Gix here is totally fine, right? Oh, it's Moonrage Brute, though. That's right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not keeping up with that well. We'll send it back. Grab the Gix. Might be... No, yeah. We still want to grab something. I think it's still the Gix, right? I'm going to keep the Phantom back in case we decide to double block something next turn. could be possible. Really depends if they end up playing anything before combat here. Now, grabbing the Gix does mean if they had, like, 2 to 3 of those in the deck already, they can just play number 2 now. Since it's like a legendary creature, we just kind of freed that up for them. Invoke Despair could hit this turn, and we ditched probably the Phantom, since, yeah, they'd want to swing first. This Sleeper's putting in some work for them. We could maybe stop an Invoke Despair from happening if we block here and they end up going for the, Yeah, I'm just going to go no blocks. There's probably way too much to play around here. So the Infernal Grasp, now we take 2 and they can pay 1 to draw a card. Nice, that was a good play, opponent. I didn't consider the spot removal. Yeah, down to 11. Reconstruction's going to have to do a lot here because even finding Brutal Cathars, it's just not going to be enough. Back up to 12. Phantom putting in a little bit of work. All right, let's reestablish this board state, huh? This is sick, guys. This is cool, man. All right, what do we want to hit? Loran of the Third Path. Nothing this time. Brutal Cathar. Intrepid Adversary for life gain? I mean, the Veteran does that too, but I like that this can trade with a lot more. Yeah, I like that. I like it. And now we grab the Sleeper because they put extra mana into that. And they can put extra mana into it next turn too, where here the Gix trades with Adversary, so... And now we swing, because I don't plan on double blocking this time. That's pretty sick, guys. We have another Reconstruction next turn to help us keep up pace. So, there's the Invoke Despair. Go ahead and ditch the Phantom. Down to 8. Opponent draws 2 cards. We're trying it. We gotta try the block, right? I don't know what that could possibly be. Nice. I mean, it's out of here. Another Plains. I mean, I'm down. I'm totally down to see this, huh? Do we just go X's 3, find 3 cards? Or do we look for an Adversary, pay some? No, yeah, we go X's 3. Do it before combat or after combat? It could affect the combat, so we're going to go X's 3 before combat because we could find Adeline. Yep. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Let's go, guys. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. Sheoldred, get out of here, Sheoldred. Get out of here. Maybe we'll find a Soul Partition. Whoa! Opponent just deciding. Oh my goodness, did we really just top deck another Intrepid Adversary? I mean, we're just doing it. Just doing it, guys. They're not dead here, are they? Trade. It's a full swing. What am I doing? Like, look at this board state. We get another 3/3 over here. What am I doing counting this out? They gain 3 on Flesh Gorger, but who cares what they block here? Like, honestly, you know? Like, they're forced to block the Adeline too. Back up to 1. They were able to survive, but like, that was a full swing regardless. Like, we just have to... They have the Foundry to block with, but we just full swing and that's game. Yeah, that's it. We could try to find a card on Recruitment Officer first, but we're going in because they have no cards left in hand. We'll let them block it out. Good game, opponent. Dude, the Reconstruction was an absolute boss monster. Wasn't an actual boss monster, but you guys know what I'm going for. GG opponent. Holy cow. Oh man. And the fact that we kept drawing planes and it just happened to be like a good thing that we were drawing planes, you know, like that's insane. I think that really says something for the farmhand in the deck too, is that's a creature that also gets us that extra planes, and that might just end up working out really nicely in the games that we do end up seeing both of those. So sweet. This is awesome so far. I mean, I can't be happier, especially with that last match, dude. Taking down mono black with the reconstruction. Yeah, you can't ask for much more, huh? And the hands have been clean too. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm having a field day today. Like the last video I recorded too, like everything has just drawn just perfectly. All right, I'm gonna keep reinforcements open for their turn. Go a little bit wide here and just go Adeline instead of farmhand, because at this point, like going wide early, they did have an island here. Wonder what we're up against. The reinforcements hit the board very fast. I feel like it's not a counter, but it still could be a make disappear, like they might have just clicked through it. It is not. Okay, down to 13. Adeline looking pretty spicy. Intrepid Adversary. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, guys? There's no way it hits, right? There's just no way. What? What? What just happened? Opponent? Are you... I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh no. Oh no. Is this what it's like to just get the things that the deck is supposed to do? Oh my. Guys, what is even happening? Oh my goodness. What is this card? Final Meditation? Dude, I keep saying it. I have to go over the blue cards again in the new set. I still haven't gone through all of them. Well, I've gone through all of them once, I should say, like, because I go over all the new cards a lot, just not the new blue cards as much as I probably should. We go first here. We get to thin the deck out with Farmhand. It's a ton of planes, but again, if we top deck the Reconstruction, there's 4 of them in here too, so yeah. I like it. Let's do this. Mountain. Mano. Okay. Could be mono red. It might not be, though. Start with a swing. Get the farmhand down. Get that plains in hand. And get ready to drop the Brutal Cathar next turn. Unless they keep 2 open for, like, a lightning strike. We've been seeing that a lot, but I doubt it because of Kamano. Hey! Swamp. Nice. Oh, second Kamano, keep Swamp open for cut down? Well, now our Brutal Cathar doesn't have a great target, so that kind of sucks. Could keep Seat open for the Kamano flip. I think we just dropped the Recruitment Officer, though. I think that's better. Okay, etching Swamp number 2. We're gonna take the 2 here for sure. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester, okay. That's a decent target for Cathar. The problem is if Cathar does end up dying right away, then they get another blood token on the Harvester. A Lay Down Arms is a great draw. See, the problem is Lay Down Arms might have a lot of other great targets, too. Cathar as well, though. Alright. Lay Down Arms this time. and then we'll swing for 5. Yeah, I like keeping Seat here and having Cathar ready to like grab a Sheoldred or something. That makes the most sense to me. They go for the blood token, ditch a swamp. Kamano flips. We are gonna take one of these with the Seat. I just feel like it's worth it. It's a worthwhile trade. It's another creature that's not hitting our face. Sheoldred? Graveyard Trespasser. Oh. That might be worse than the Sheoldred, because now they still have the mountain open to have like a Voltage Surge or something. I'm really tempted to just use Officer's ability. Because Cathar probably just dies right away. They're going to start eating their graveyard too. Not too much to grab. Alright, I'm going to do this before combat. Well, we're not going to have a combat first of all. I guess the Cathar... See, the thing here is we can play this Recruitment Officer this turn. Alright, I like that. Going a little bit wide here. Now we can successfully double block the Trespasser too, so... Oh man. Honestly, this can go whatever way it wants to go at this point. You know what I mean? Like, the rest of the matches for the rest of this video, the opponents can just completely run away with it. I'm fine with that. Oh, nice. This is actually bad news. The Devil hits a lot on our board here. Hitting that with the Cathar is going to be important. I'm going to decline here. I think we're okay taking the 2 damage. Lay down arms. Number 2. Okay. So lay down arms, hit the Trespasser, Brutal Cathar, the Devil, take out these obs. How do you guys feel about that? Discard the extra planes. See what they end up doing here. Oop, resolve. Discard planes. Get that out of here. Brutal Cathar, take Devil. Then we go boop boop. 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 GG, opponent. Really? That's all it took? Oh man. Maybe we landed on something here, guys. Honestly, I don't know. It may be. I feel like I'm just getting a little lucky too, though. Oh man. Yeah, these last couple decks, they've really been working out for me. I'd love to see more Reconstruction though. I'd love to see, like in the last match here, a Reconstruction at least put up some kind of defense, because like I said, the opponents can run away with it at this point. It's completely fine. Okay, here we go. We found an opponent. That's good. Like I said, it's been taking a little bit of extra time, and it might be because I'm actually recording these videos at a different time of day than I usually do. Okay, see, now this is actually a little bit of a slower hand. It's a good hand, though. It's fine. Like, this is a completely fine one to keep. We saved the Foundry back because you never know if we just top deck a bunch of planes and then the lay down arms. Oh, Concealing Curtains. Okay. It's been a second since we've seen that. In a second, let's see. Oh, more mono black. Is this mono black's revenge? It might be. Go ahead and flash this down. They can't swing with the curtains. It has defender, so that was the end of their turn. Non-land card. What did they grab out of this hand? Honestly, I think I'm going to start with Brutal Cathar. Start swinging. They probably grabbed the Adeline over the other Brutal Cathar. I don't know. We could have grabbed the curtains too. I don't know. Yeah, that's actually there was a lot of decisions there too, because we could have set up the Adeline. We couldn't really swing successfully into the 2/2 though. I can only imagine it's going to be curtains this turn, but if they have like Trespasser or something like that, removal for Cathar, get there, okay. And we have the second Cathar, so Recruitment Officer. It's not a bad draw at all. Second Cathar might not be worth it because we know Sheoldred could come down next turn. I think it's fine, though. I think it's fine. Let's take the knight again, as silly as it is, right? Get another damage through. Because that was pretty big removal. Like, Soul Transfer, that could have been a lot of other, like, Infernal Grasp, anything like that. So maybe that was their only piece of removal. No, they also had the Go for Throat. I suppose they could have drawn that too, but... yeah, that doesn't hurt us too bad, because all they get is the Knight of the Dusk's Shadow back. It's not too bad. Tempted by the Recruitment Officer, but... a trade... 1, 2, yeah. Easy blocks for the opponent, unfortunately. It's still going to be an Adeline this turn, regardless. And we might be able to get this, this Recruitment Officer through. We might be able to. If we full swing again, just great trades for the opponent. Great blocks. I'm holding back for now. See if they trade anything into that officer, or just take the 2. I think I would take the 2. Oh, they plan on blitzing underdog back, potentially. Yeah, that's a good block from the opponent for sure. Because now Adeline's going to be a 3/4. But we can always power up Foundry tapped if we want to block that curtains that flips. Ooh, yeah, a lot of tough decisions, huh? This feels like a deck that has so many options that we need to practice with it, actually. And it looks like on the surface it's going to be a simple build. And overall, I suppose it is a pretty simple build. So there's the Sheoldred that maybe we should have saved the Brutal Cathars for. Okay, no swings. Alright, let's draw. Lorna the Third Path is particularly bad against Sheoldred too. Oh, that's such a good draw. Holy cow. It's too bad that Sheoldred's chilling over there right now, though. Oh, that's such a good draw. Maybe they end up blocking the Adeline. Are we going to fall behind here? That's the big question. Like, how many turns can we actually hold off? And I think the answer's simple. I don't think we can hold off. I think the more turns we give them, the worse this gets for us. And so the full swing's going to happen regardless of where they end up blocking. They're going to take out the 2/2 with the trade. See, taking 6 damage. No, 8 damage. They took the 2/2 as well, huh? They gained 2 from the Sheoldred. Yeah, it was worth the full block, or full swing. I'm sorry, guys. Ambitious Farmhand. Huh, it's actually pretty good. Going down. Wonder if we power up Foundry in full swing. Just like same concept as last turn. Sheoldred definitely blocks Adversary. They kept 5 open, probably for some removal here too. How many turns do we have? Let's thin out the deck with Farmhand and think for a second. Feels like removal. And I guess what that could end up being then, what this could end up being is removal for the adversary and then just a complete blowout of our other creatures. So we probably still swing with Adeline. Tempted by the Foundry, but I think I like being able to use the Farmhand's ability here. Sorry, opponent. Taking a second. I think this is still worth it. It feels like removal, but I always have to double check Farmhand to make sure that you could do it at instant speed, but of course we know it can happen at instant speed. So it was removal for the adversary, bringing it back down to a 5/4. Okay. We could power up Foundry to make it 6 damage if we wanted to. They don't know what's in hand. They're gonna chump with Curtains. That is activate only as sorcery. And take out the 1/1. Okay. Honestly, that worked out. I'd say overall, that wasn't too bad. Oh, we don't have the different... Yeah, we don't have the Coven abilities now, though. I guess we'll play Loran. We play Loran for an extra creature. We could draw an extra adversary and hope that they don't have anything fancy with artifacts or enchantments, but it doesn't look like it. I guess they could drop like a Bank Buster next turn. I know, Loran was shielded, right? What? You know what? We gotta make this deck. We gotta make the Orzhov, Loran, and Shieldred deck. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Because if we had the Shieldred right now, huh? That'd be pretty good. Ooh, Extraction Specialist. Okay. That's pretty good. Get Adversary back, buff this board state again, and we're just stuck at full swinging. Feels like more removal. Probably is more removal. Could go wide with reinforcements, but adversary's better. Much, much better. And yeah, I still think it's a full swing. And I guess the big problem here is more removal for adversary knocks a lot of these a little bit weaker, but the Adeline is kind of keeping pace. You also get that extra 1/1 from the Adeline too, so even if they have more removal for this adversary, I still think it's a full swing. Because again, I don't think we... Okay, they're finally taking out the Adeline, so Shieldred's out of here. Farmhand? Yep, good trade, good trade. I think that's probably a better trade for them. Because Farmhand getting the lifelink and stuff and growing a little bit. I think it's the Farmhand, but the Loran's pretty scary too, I guess. Because once Shieldred's gone, I can start drawing from it. But they start drawing from it too, though, is the thing. Oh, they get to buff it. Oh, okay, yeah. I wasn't considering that, actually. Watch out for Knight of the Dusk's Shadow. For some reason, I wasn't even thinking that they can buff it over. Still a full swing, let's be real. Let's be real, guys. I'm waiting for, like, that emergency board wipe. I don't know what it could be in mono black, but there's a couple, like, 3-mana sorcery speed, I think, that does like -2 to everything, and that would hit everything on this board, so I think there's sorcery speed. There's one from Neon Dynasty. Whoa, dropping a Corrupt and another Intrepid Adversary. Are you kidding me? Game, you gotta stop giving it to me. You gotta stop. Oh man. Hey, we got back up to platinum. Let's go. So I think that game we technically only saw the 2 adversaries, but Like I said when I was going over the deck, Extraction Specialist, once you have enough mana, acts as an extra Intrepid Adversary. And we got to see it there, which was awesome. Another mono black list down. This was a mono black corrupt list. I wonder how many of these they actually had on the top end. That's pretty cool though. Pretty neat, opponent. We were wide enough though, huh? Let's go ahead, go over the deck list again. What do we got in this pack? What is this? Oh, a couple Brothers War packs. Ooh, and we're gonna get a rare wild card too. Let's go. Mishra. Nice. What do we got here? I think that was my 4th Tamer. And Visions. I think that's my 3rd Visions, actually. Oh, neat. Okay, sorry, guys. I had a random pack opening, I guess, right? Yeah, it was my 3rd and my 4th Tamer. Nice. Oh, wait. When did I get the 4th in the trenches? Where was that hidden? What on earth did I accidentally craft for? Either way, here's the deck list again, guys. Reconstruction, when we saw it, was absolutely incredible, but we didn't get to see it too much today. Everything else in the deck just put in so much work. Holy cow, the Adversary put in way too much work. Like, yeah, Adversary's back hurts for carrying this deck, like, hardcore, guys. Holy cow. Reinforcements and Adeline keeping the board nice and wide. The life gain on Veteran was sweet. Officer was awesome, just such a good 2-drop. Having that ability on there. Farmhand was cool, and one of the hidden things with Farmhand is we actually don't know how much it really does help us by thinning out that deck, and it honestly, it probably is a lot. We got to see that Coven ability come into play too. That was awesome. We didn't get to see Loran do too much. Honestly, you could probably drop this down to 1 and still be pretty satisfied. But there's still a ton of artifacts and enchantments that you're going to hit with it. So I think overall, if you do play with 2 of these, you'll probably be happy about it. But let me know if you run into any issues with playing Loran of the 3rd hand too. Extraction Specialist was awesome. Of course, Brutal Cathar was amazing, right? It's just one of those cards, man. It's just a staple. Yeah, this was sweet. Holy cow, I had a lot of fun. We did a thing today, which feels amazing after a week or 2 of just way too many losses. It feels good to get some wins today. Either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.